Here's how to get 30 new high-paying clients in 30 days using just Instagram and YouTube. And no, we're not going to be spending thousands of dollars on paid ads, sending thousands of cold DMs, emails, or doing cold calls, and you don't even need a massive following. And in this video, I'm going to break down my entire content ecosystem that's designed to attract qualified prospects and turn them into high-paying clients. But first, let me dive into why content is hands down the best client acquisition strategy. So unlike other forms of client acquisition, for example, paid ads and outbound, those strategies rely on you to put in daily inputs. For example, if you're running ads, you have to put in ad dollars if you want more impressions. If you're doing outbound, you have to reach out to more people if you want more conversations. With content, this is not how it works. You put in one input, and that one video, whether it be short form or long form, can bring you in new qualified leads weeks, even months down the line. So now your inputs don't last for just a few hours or even a few days. They last for weeks, if not months, and more importantly, they accumulate over time. Now, the next thing I want to dive into is why content actually creates better clients, which means you get them better results. So with my organic system, not only can you warp how someone thinks, but you can also nurture them over time to believe in the things that you believe in. This way, when they show up to the sales call, they're already pre-sold. Next, I'm going to dive into the difference in client quality between organic and all other forms of client acquisition. So with my organic system, not only is the lead coming to you, which means you're not being sales, you're not chasing them, but you can also warp their mind in how they think, in what they believe in. But not only that, you can also nurture them over time. So it's not like someone's getting the first touch point of you and then you're asking them to buy your thing. No, we're nurturing them over a period of time. This way, when they show up to your sales call, they're already pre-sold. So now you don't have to spend, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes handling objections. They come on the call, you qualify them, right? So instead of it being a sales call, it's really just a call to see if they're a good fit for you. Now, with that being said, what this process does is it actually creates better clients, because once you close this client, they don't feel that you sold them. They feel that you're actually helping them out. And you are, obviously. Within forms of other client acquisition like paid ads and outbound, you're going to them first, right? So they're not coming across you, you're going to them first. And you're essentially being super salesy. With organic, you're helping them. With any other form of client acquisition, you're selling them. Meaning when they do become a client, their LTV, their lifetime value, how many months or years they stick with you for, is so much longer. Now with my organic system, this is an entire ecosystem that we're building and constantly putting things into. It's not like you're just going out there and posting 10, 15, 20 times per day, posting random things. No, each piece of content has one single objective. Obviously, each piece of content has a different objective. It's not like you're sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to put out a talking head video where I'm talking about a random subject that's not even congruent with the people that I'm trying to target. No, we're building an ecosystem. Each video connects to another video. Each stage connects to another stage. And more importantly, each client you get goes back into the ecosystem for results to get new clients. Now I want to talk about why most businesses never get new clients from their content. There's a few main pieces. First off, no one is consistent. They post 2-3 videos and then give up. If you're watching this video, I don't think you're that person. But if you are, the first step is to just get into the rhythm of posting content consistently, because the more you post, the better you get at it. No, I'm not saying to spam out 10, 20, 30 videos per day. I'm just saying one video a day, whatever consistency means to you when it comes to content. But that's the first reason. The second reason, and more importantly, people's content isn't congruent with the people they're trying to talk to, right? So just like any other funnel that you're ever going to make with your business, organic content is a funnel, right? From your Instagram bio to your videos, to your stories, to your long form assets, everything has to be congruent. Now, what does that mean? That means that every piece of content has to reinforce the same exact idea over and over and over again. So this means that you're indoctrinating your audience to, again, think a certain way. You're warping their thinking to make them believe in your process, your unique mechanism, and you as a person. And the last reason why most businesses are never successful with their content is because they're trying to appeal to everyone. Your one main goal that you should be focusing on is not trying to attract everyone. It's actually trying to do the opposite. It's trying to weed out the unqualified prospects. We're not trying to go viral here. we're trying to speak to our unique ICP. So again, your only goal is to weed out the unqualified prospects and only attract the qualified prospects. Now, let me break down the biggest mistake that most service-based businesses make when it comes to their content. The first thing is they focus on vanity metrics. They focus on views, likes, shares, but they're focusing on all these metrics that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You could go viral and get 1 million views of unqualified people and make $0. I have clients who have under 10,000 followers and they make upwards of 50, 60, 70 grand per month from those followers because all their followers know who they are, they believe in their mechanism, and they've been nurtured over time. And more importantly, my clients speak to them specifically and only them. They don't worry about the views, they worry about the people they're attracting with their content. Now, the second mistake is focusing too much on top of funnel content. If you don't know what top of funnel content is, it's essentially content that you put out to bring in the most amount of eyeballs. So the visual that you're seeing right now, there's a lot of people at the very top and there's not a lot of people at the very bottom. At the very top, that's your top of funnel content. You're trying to attract in everyone. Think about lifestyle videos, people who post their nice cars, nice watches, luxury lifestyle. That is top of funnel content. Now, service-based businesses, no matter if you're an agency, online coach, consultant, in-person service-based business like a dog trainer or something like that. No matter what your business is, if you post too much top of funnel attention, more like lifestyle, if you post just funny video skits, yeah, that's going to get a lot of people into the funnel, but you're not nurturing them at all. So all you're doing is, again, going viral and shooting for those vanity metrics instead of actually nurturing them. And I want you to remember that the whole goal with this content ecosystem is to get someone from the first touch point, the first time they see you, nurture them, sign them as a client. That is your only goal. You're not trying to sign them on the very first touch point. No, it's touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point, sales call booked in, nurture, 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 close the client, huge LTV. That's all we're focusing on here. Now I'm going to go over why most content that service-based business owners put out never gets any attention at all. There's this pool of people that own a service-based business that go viral, and that's all they do. There's also these people in the middle, my clients, who don't go viral but make a fuck ton of money. And then there's this other pool of people who post a lot of content but never get any views. I know I'm saying that you shouldn't be going viral, you shouldn't be focused on that, but if you're getting 50, 100 views per video on short form, you're never gonna make any money. You need to be getting at least some views, because if you're not, you're just not gonna make any money and you're gonna burn out and be super frustrated. In this section, I'm talking to those pool of people who, again, post a lot of content but never get any attention. The reason why they never get attention, and you might not get any attention from your business, is because you post too much talking head. Talking head, look at me right now in the camera, right? It's just my head. Think about if the visual was not there and this video was just me talking to the camera. That would be talking head. Now with talking head, not only does everyone else do it, so you don't stand out at all, but the content you speak about probably isn't that captivating for people to watch. So you're blending in, you're not telling them anything unique, so people watch a few seconds of your video and get off there, and then their brain trains them to whenever they see another one of your videos, they know you aren't providing anything to them, so they don't watch. This means that they skip right past your video and it tanks the rest of your videos. And the other reason is business owners focus too much on short form content. The bridge that we're gonna make from short form to long form, aka Instagram content to YouTube content, I'm gonna go over that later in a tactical way, right, of what you can actually do. But business owners, they focus too much on Instagram, TikTok, all these short form platforms, right? And it goes back to the same point I made before. Vanity metrics, that's all they care about. That's all they care about. That's what they deem to be a successful video and just successful content in general. They don't think to take it a step further into long form content. So they might get, 100, 500, 1,000 views on short form, but they never convert the traffic anywhere else. There's a huge difference if you get, 1,000 views per video on Instagram versus 1,000 views per video on YouTube. The YouTube is going to make you a fuck ton of money. Even though they're the same amount of views, the view quality is way different. Now I'm going to go over how to actually think about your short form content, aka Instagram content. Remember that the whole goal is not to close people on the very first touch point. The very first video that someone sees from you, it should not be trying to sell them. All you're doing is you're trying to get that person into your ecosystem and then eventually into your long form ecosystem. The only way you should think about content is I need to get this first touch point and nurture them and get them over to long form so I can nurture them even further. Now I'm going to go over something very tactical, which is how to find winning content. Again, talking head, throw that out the window. The only things we're going to focus on testing wise is we're going to test formats, right? So visual formats. A few examples of these are green screen videos, Miro board videos, horizontal videos that are highly edited, POV videos, street interviews. Think of all the formats you can, and we're going to test all those formats. We're going to do the same exact thing with topics. People focus on one or the other, right? So they either test a bunch of different formats, visually speaking, or they test a bunch of different topics. You need a mixture of both because some people in your audience will resonate better with one format than another. Same thing goes with topics. Some people resonate better with some topics than others. So you need to find your winning format, your winning topic, and that's how you find winning content when it comes to Instagram. Now, great, you have this winning content, but how do we actually measure winning content? Because like I said before, most people will measure it in vanity metrics, views, likes, shares, whatever the case may be. That is not how we're going to measure winning content. The way that we are going to measure winning content is by seeing the quality of followers that have been brought in from that video, right? So let's say you have a video that gets 10,000 views and it's brought you in, let's say 100 followers, right? You might think, okay, automatically that's a winning video, right? But then if you go and see those followers, they're all from third world countries, they're all not from your ICP in terms of age, that's not a winning video. Let's say you have another video that gets, again, 10,000 views, but let's say it only gets 50 new followers brought in. And by the way, on Instagram, you can see exactly how many followers have been brought in from each video. Super easy to do. But let's say the video that got you 50 new followers, 50% of them are super qualified and in your ICP. That is a winning video. Doesn't have to go viral, doesn't have to get hundreds of thousands of views, doesn't have to bring you in a ton of followers. It has to bring you in the right quality of follower and obviously a substantial amount. If you get a video that brings you 10,000 views and one new qualified follower, that's not a winner, right? You need to have a combination of a bit of views and a high percentage of the followers you get from that video to be quality followers. So now you know how to define your winning piece of content and, more importantly, make it. But we're going to go a step deeper to amplify your results. So there is a tool on Instagram called trial reels. If you don't know what trial reels are, essentially it's a tool on Instagram that lets you put out a piece of content and it goes to only non-followers. So think about it as a free ad. It's not going to your current followers. It's going to brand new people over and over and over again. So now when we find a winning piece of content, we're going to take that piece of content, bring it over to trial reels and post it. Now, in terms of the limit you should post on trial reels with the same exact video, it's different for everyone. Some people can only post 3 times a day. Some people can only post 10 times a day. Some people can post 20 times a day. Find your limit and stay at that limit or stay below that limit. Now with trial reels, the beauty of trial reels is that you don't have to record any new content. And no, I'm not saying to not record any new pieces of content and just do trial reels because that will work. I did that for a short period of time and that will work. That will get you great results. But it will get you even better results if you continue to post content and do the trial reels. So with the trial reels, again, you don't have to record any new pieces of content. So essentially you're getting free impressions from your qualified buyers, essentially, or qualified prospects day in, day out, without doing, honestly, any extra work, right? There's a tiny bit of work that goes into it. So with these trial reels, you do have to change one component of the video. This can be the text hook that you're saying. So on the top of the video, the text hook. It can be the volume of the sound. It can be the volume of you speaking. It can be the captions. You can add a visual onto the screen. There's so many different things you can do. So again, you don't have to consistently record new content to get this massive amount of new attention from your qualified leads. Now let me dive into how you should be thinking about long form content. So short form Instagram gets you discovered, gets that first touch point. Long form nurtures this person over and over and over again. Like I said in the beginning of the video, a lot of business owners just focus on short form. They ignore long form. That's not what you want to do. You want to take short form, bring in all the attention you're getting from those trial reels off that winning video, and pass them all over to YouTube to nurture them even more. So we're going to bridge Instagram and YouTube together. Now, to do this, very simple. We're going to go into your Instagram bio and add one core concept YouTube video. Now, this video, I don't want to say that it should be a VSL style, right? But it should be a middle of funnel video. It shouldn't be a top of funnel video just trying to get as much attention as possible. It shouldn't be a bottom of funnel video that's just trying to sell, sell, sell. It should be giving value. It should be breaking a limiting belief. It should be getting them to believe in your unique mechanism. mechanism, all those things. It should be that in one video, right? So for example, for me, in my Instagram bio, I have something along the lines of learn how I made, I forget what the number was, X amount from 100 views on YouTube or whatever I said in there. And then I put a down arrow and then it's a core YouTube video, right? Now the prospects go from Instagram, that first touch point, they go to my bio, they go to my YouTube, they get even more nurtured. Now they're in my law firm ecosystem. Now I can get them even more nurtured through more and more videos. And the last thing I'll say in terms of how to think about long-form content is that prospects, if you offer something high ticket, if you offer a high ticket service, right? Prospects need to spend a lot of time with you before they trust you, right? They're not gonna watch one Instagram video and be like, hey, I'm gonna pay this person $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. No, that's not how it works. They need at least a few hours. Now, some prospects are different. Some of them will go to your Instagram, go to your bio, go to your YouTube channel and watch one video and be like, done. I'm booking on a call with this person and I'm paying him so much money because, that piece of content just resonated with them so well. Other prospects will have to watch one YouTube video, then another YouTube video, then another YouTube video, then another YouTube video, and then booking a call with you. But again, by that time, they're already pre-sold. So it's an amazing scenario for you because you don't have to handle a bunch of objections on your sales calls. Now I'm going to go into how to actually structure your YouTube videos. Now, not every video should be structured the same, but there's 5 pillars to follow. You want to give value. Next, you want to break limiting beliefs that's stopping your prospects from reaching their goals. Then you want to introduce an increased belief in your unique mechanism of getting your prospect to their goal. And then you want to showcase your own results and your client's results. This way, every viewer knows that not only do you know what you're talking about because you've done it for yourself, but you've also done it for other people. Now, with the structuring of your YouTube videos, not every video has to be just one of these components. They can be multiple, right? For example, if you're posting a more middle funnel video, it's going to be focused more on value, breaking limiting beliefs, and having people believe in your unique mechanism. If you're posting bottom of funnel content, it's mostly going to be about your own results or your client results. So you can kind of mix these 5 components in with each other. You can do your own results plus value. You can do your client's results plus break limiting beliefs. You can increase belief in your unique mechanism plus give value. But every video should have at least 1, more preferably 2 components in every single video. Now I'm going to dive into how to properly move prospects through this entire ecosystem. So again, they see your Instagram videos, right? Trial reels, regular reels, whatever the case may be. They see that. They go to your bio, they go to your YouTube channel, right? Now, once they get on this main core YouTube video, that's not where it stops. At the end of that YouTube video, you're going to attach an end screen, preferably to a bottom of funnel video that's either showcasing your own results or a client result in the form of a client interview, right? So now they go from Instagram to your main YouTube video to your client or your own results video. And then at the end of that video, you're going to have a CTA for them to book in a call with you or your sales team. They're going to book in that call, and that's how you properly move them from Instagram to YouTube to bottom of funnel to booking in a sales call. Now for Instagram, I'm going to dive into how to turn views and reach into conversations with qualified buyers. When you're going to get all these followers, you should not be reaching out to the unqualified prospects, right? If someone looks like they're not in your ICP, don't even bother with them. Let them go through your whole funnel. If they successfully go through it, then that just means that your messaging isn't right because they're going through the whole funnel. The whole point of, again, posting isn't to just go viral. It's to get leads, it's to get sales calls, and it's to, more importantly, close clients. So how exactly are we going to do this? Simple. We're going to send them a welcome DM in the form of a voice message. So again, every new qualified follower you get from Instagram, we're going to DM them with a voice note. What this voice note is going to do is not only is it going to signify that this is not a setter, this is not automated, but it's also going to have your response rate be a lot higher because you're going to be speaking to that person and that person only, right? So they know it's genuine and authentic. Now with this voice message, here's the structure you're going to follow. You're going to say, hey, and you're going to say their name. Don't say just hey or whatever you want to say. Say their name so it's personalized and they know it's meant for just them. Hey, name, I appreciate the follow. So you're saying, you just appreciate the follow. After that, ask them a question. For me, I say, hey, name, I appreciate the follow. Just out of curiosity, what's your current bottleneck? I'll send over a 3 to 4 minute voice message back, going over exactly how I can help you overcome that, right? So it's not something salesy. It's something where you're giving value, right? Whatever that means for your niche. Again, hey, name, I appreciate the follow. End it with a question, a non-salesy question. The only goal with this question is to get them to answer. That's all it is. We're not trying to sell them. We're not trying to nurture them even more. All we're doing is getting that welcome DM, getting them to answer. This way they're in your DMs. So great. This prospect has answered your first DM, but that's not where we're just going to stop. We're not going to get them to answer that first DM and then be like, hey, buy my thing. No, we're going to nurture them a little bit more, and more importantly, see if they're a good fit, find out more about them, right? So after they answer that first message, you can send a voice message back with a ton of value. Just remember to end off every DM voice message with a question to keep them engaged, right? If you don't end it off with a question, they're going to have no reason to respond. If you just say in your welcome DM, hey, name, I appreciate the follow, what are they going to respond with? Nothing. So with this, again, you're going to get them to answer that welcome DM, give them value or whatever you want to do with that, and then slowly work them down. Now see where they're currently at, where they want to go, and why they aren't there. And then you're going to pitch your sales call as the solution for them to get to their goals. Now, obviously, every prospect that you start a conversation with, not every single one of those people are going to actually book in a call with you. Some people might not answer the welcome DM, they might not see it. They might fall off somewhere in the conversation. The last thing you want to do is follow up with, hey bro, where you at? Did you get my last message? Let me know. Like, all those salesy tactics that are just outright annoying, those are never going to work. And remember that you've already built up their trust. So why would you throw that away just for 1 or 2 extra follow-ups for a very small % chance that they answer, but they're never going to book in? So that is not the way you're going to follow up. Now, to successfully follow up with your prospects, we're actually not going to do it in the DMs. We're going to subconsciously do it. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to re-engage these prospects through a story sequence. Now with this story sequence, I know some of you might be thinking, oh, you're going to tell me to post a hard story CTA, telling them to swipe up if they want to buy my product. Fuck no. No, you're not going to do that at all. What we're going to do is we're going to post a 3 to 4 page, or maybe even 5 or 6 page story CTA that ends in a CTA to swipe up for a YouTube video that's completely free, right? So let's use the example that you're a dog trainer and you charge whatever, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 for your service. You have a few prospects who hasn't answered. So you decide to post a story sequence. This story sequence is 4 pages long. The concept of it is teaching people how to train their dog at home, right? So the first story is basically saying, like, most people's dogs are absolutely insane because of X, Y, and Z thing. The second story is mistakes people make while trying to train their dog at home. The third story is results from their past clients. And the fourth story is basically saying, if you want to learn exactly how to train your dog with just 15 minutes of extra time per day, swipe up and DM me puppy, and I'll send you over a completely free video that I made breaking down exactly how you can do this. Now that prospect swipes up, DMs them, and then guess what? They're back in the conversation. Maybe they didn't open the welcome DM. Now they're back in the conversation. Now you send them that YouTube video, again, free video. It's just a YouTube video. You send them that video, and now they're re-engaged. Now you can restart the conversation, and more importantly, they're back into your YouTube ecosystem. So now you have them in your DMs and your YouTube ecosystem at the same exact time. Now, great, your prospect is booked in a sales call with you, but we're not done yet, because if you just rely on that prospect to, show up to the call already, with thousands of dollars ready to pay you, you're wrong. Our goal is to keep your prospects top of mind and to continue to nurture them, shift their beliefs, and more importantly, get them to believe in you, your unique mechanism, and the value you give, aka the results that you got for your other clients that you can also potentially get for them. So the very first thing we're going to do when someone books in a call with you, you're going to send them a voice message on SMS, and you're going to basically say, hey, appreciate you, for booking a call with me. Looking forward to our call on X, Y, and Z date at X, Y, and Z time. And then notify them that you're going to send them over a few videos to watch, and just make sure that they watch it. Now, after you do this, don't just end it off there. Say something like, thumbs up this video if you get this message, or reply with X, Y, and Z, whatever you want to say, if you got this message and you're still good for our call. This way they're engaged, right? So the first step, send that voice message, keep them top of mind, remind them of the date and the time, tell them that you're going to send them over videos, and then get them to re-engage with it. Now we're not done yet. We are going to send them over 3 core videos for them to watch before the call. And after they consume all 3 videos, they're going to be the easiest deal you will ever close in your life. And all these videos can either be unlisted YouTube videos, regular YouTube videos, or just videos on another platform, whichever one works best for you. Now, video 1 is going to increase the belief that they have in your unique mechanism of getting them to their goals. Video 2 is going to provide proof that your unique mechanism actually works. And video 3 is going to eliminate the biggest objection you get on your sales calls. So let's say on your sales calls, every single time people say, I got to think about it. Dude, I love your service. I love what you're doing. The price point is perfect. I just got to think about it. Then you're going to make a sales asset. And again, it can be on YouTube, it can be an unlisted YouTube video, or it can be a video on another platform. But you're going to make a video going over how important it is to take action now and what the consequences of not taking action now are. Now, if you're wanting to build an organic client acquisition system that gets you results like the ones that you're currently seeing on your screen, then go to the top link in the description and book in a call with me. And on this call, I'm going to map out exactly how I would apply my exact system into your business for you.